This quick and effective 10-minute routine hits the entire body, builds strength and mobility while leaving you feeling energized. No fancy equipment, no overcomplicated moves, just back to basics. Use this routine as a workout on its own or as a warm-up when you have more time on your hands. Grab a jump rope if you have it, but your imagination will work just fine, so find some space, take a deep breath, and let's get into it. Right off the bat, we are activating the springs with jumping. Stand tall with a tiny bend in the knees, eyes on the horizon, and start jumping. Skip the rope or simply imagine that you're skipping the rope. Keep the jumps low and maintain connection through the entire body. Feel the integrity of the body build every time you make impact with the ground. Do your best to breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth, continuously tapping into your rhythm. Now time to wake up the glutes and hamstrings. Stand tall with the feet hip-width apart. Pull back through the hips, bend over and touch the toes with a long spine, then stand tall. Keep going with a little tempo, exhaling on the hinge and inhaling on standing. Allow the movement to happen, lengthening the glutes and hamstrings on the hinge, then feeling a natural shortening and squeeze as you stand tall. No need to force this movement. By now, your glutes will be working and you're going to start to feel a rump pump. Double down on the connection by rooting through the feet and tapping into the loading and unloading through the hips. Drop down and hit 10 to 12 push-ups. Whatever type of push-up you want, just focus on connection. Pulling the body down towards the ground, then pressing the body away from the ground. Breathe into a strong and stable core, maintaining length through the spine and space through the rib cage. Stand up, take a little breather, and when you're ready, place the hands behind your head, maintaining a nice stack of rib cage on top of pelvis, then start hitting those squats. Inhale on the way down and exhale on the way up, focusing on sinking into the hips, knees, and ankles at the same time. Then stand tall. Tap into a steady rhythm that allows you to exert the necessary amount of effort, no need to force it. Drop down, then stand up. Take a quick breather in through the nose and out through the mouth as you snag that jump rope again. When you're ready, start bouncing. You've got a bit more connection through the body by now, so continue to tap into it. Tall through the spine with eyes on the horizon, feeling more and more integrated every time you bounce. Breathe and build that rhythm. Drop the rope and back into the hinge. Only this time, take a small step forward into a staggered stance before each rep. Load through the hips on the hinge, then stand tall, alternating sides in a rhythmic tempo. This time, inhale on the hinge and exhale as you stand tall. Drop down for another 10 to 12 push-ups. Again, any variation will do. Simply focus on building connection through the movement. Root through the hands, drive back through the feet, and knock those reps out. Stand up and connect with that breath in through the nose, out through the mouth as you place those hands back behind the head, this time dropping into a beginner's dragon squat or curtsy lunge. Do your best to keep your hips square with the lowering knee right outside the planted foot. Feel the stretch in the back pocket, then drive up and continue with alternating reps. Inhale as you lower down and exhale as you rise. Relax for a moment. We've got one more round of bounce, so grab that jump rope, real or imaginary, and start jumping. You may be tired, but I want you to continue with that intent of connection through the body. Feel the contact through the foot, up through the calves, into the thighs, and back into the hips. Then use that support to open and lengthen through the upper body. Remember to bring those eyes up on the horizon and breathe. Drop that jump rope and then drop down, setting up in a bear position. Drive through the hands, rocking back into the hips a few times. When you're ready, rock forward into a plank, then roll into a high side plank as you reach the floating arm up to the sky. Alternate sides, rolling onto the sides of your feet as you drive through the planted hand and continue to reach through that floating arm. Come back through center, then step the right foot outside of the right hand into an extended mountain climber. Take a full breath or two, feeling into the position, then step back to switch sides on the mountain climber. Again, hang out in this position for a couple of breaths. Switch back to the first side, then rotate through the T-spine by reaching the right elbow to the ground, then opening up by reaching up to the sky. Exhale as you close to the ground, then inhale as you open to the sky. Drive through the 3 planted limbs to stabilize and support active rotation. Come back through plank, switch sides, and start hitting that T-spine rotation. Exhaling as you drive the elbow towards the ground, then inhaling as you reach up to the sky. Again, drive through the contact points to maximize connection and opening in this movement. Slowly make your way up to standing and take a few deep breaths. When you're ready, set up with your heels touching and toes out at a 45-degree angle. Inhale, send the knees out over the toes as you roll onto the balls of the feet while staying tall through the spine. Exhale, stand tall and get heavy through the heels. This squat variation puts more load through the quads and knees, so feel into that while also remaining rooted in the hips and pelvis. If you find this too hard on your knees, simply pull the hips back into a baby hinge, and that should balance out the load for you. Shake it out, take a couple breaths, and when you're ready, get down on the ground for some crawling. Knees under hips and wrists under shoulders. Steady strides forward with opposite arm and leg. Breathe, connect with the ground, and after a few strides forward, reverse the crawl. Breathe into stability and stay in that groove. The next time you're crawling forward, take a few strides, then step the right foot forward, replacing the right hand. Kick the left leg forward and through the window, step back into a reverse crawl for a few strides, and now you're ready to go through that same sequence, crawling forward, this time stepping with the left foot and kicking with the right leg. I'm giving you a bit more time to play with this sequence, so do your best, make mistakes, and know you can always spend these last 25 seconds crawling back and forth. Stand up, breathe, and shake it out. Thanks for joining me in this quick workout. Let me know how you're feeling right now in the comments below. I'll see you in the next one. Stay smooth.